Welcome back to another episode of the It's Hard to Explain podcast. It's Jake, Adam, Kagan, and Ethan back at it again.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, boys?
Back at it again at Krispy Kreme.
Yep. What was the donut place nearby that just closed?
Excellent donut place. It's been open for a long time. There's an old man opened that place, and his family's kept it running. And they finally just said, mm-mm.
I had a wacky idea. What if we take over for them? We'd be like, hey, give us the shop. I'd rather make donuts than fucking do what I do right now. I'm not even going to lie.
We'd have to buy it.
Be like, hey, I'll take it off your hands for a cheap price. Or I could curb stomp you and take it anyways. You know.
They'd probably shoot you.
Valid. You real for that.
We could walk in the door and be like, so we have a podcast? I think that gives us the advantage.
It's like, you wanna hear a bad review from our 7 subscribers? Dude, we'll ruin you. And they're like, we're already closing. There's nothing you could literally say that would affect us right now.
We walk in and say we have a podcast, and they say, What is this? What the hell is this?
They just go, okay.
Or we could get one of every donut they have and then review them on the podcast.
We say, we have a podcast, and they say,
okay.
What's that?
I'm sorry.
And they say, what's that?
Sorry.
What I said to that guy at Little Caesar.
Shut up.
Didn't we talk about that already?
Yeah, we
think
did.
so. Yeah,
Take a guess as to what year Dale's Donuts opened.
1957.
Kagan.
1938.
I don't even know what. I don't think Pilgrims
Incorrect.
knew what a donut was, dude.
1978.
Oh, well. Went a little too far back.
They had
I was
donuts
close.
in the 20s. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no.
Would you like a donut? See?
Do you want cigarettes on that donut?
I want a filled bar.
What do I look like, a lady? Of course I want cigarettes on my donut.
Menthol?
I am sad, though, because I grew up eating Dale's Donuts,
Yes.
and it's my favorite donut shop, and now they're gone.
Me
I
too,
don't
as
think
well.
I've ever
so.
had Dale's.
I love Dale's.
Now
Yes,
you
you
never
have.
will.
Have I?
You have, yeah. I had a box of Dale's Donuts, and y'all ate them up. Or you took them home.
I did.
Y'all had a few.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess I think I remember.
See, I like
that.
Dale's because all these other donut shops, Shipley's, Krispy Kreme, they're big franchises,
Yeah.
and little mom and pops will always beat a franchise in terms of a good donut.
I'm gonna say
Agreed.
this: Krispy Kreme glazed donuts will always fuck hard. They
Krispy
always
Kreme
will.
is the most mid donut shop I've ever been to.
I agree.
Shipley's too. I don't really care
I
for
will
either.
counteract that with Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts fucking
Yeah,
sucks.
I
I've
agree
never
with that.
eaten a donut from Dunkin'.
They taste like, you ever buy a donut from Walmart? They taste like Walmart bought donuts.
In
they
fact, I
are
probably
bad.
wouldn't even get a coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. It's not.
Shay's tried one of their coffees, and she said it wasn't very good.
I remember when I worked at Hobby Lobby, they brought Dunkin' Donuts for just for breakfast. I took one bite and threw it on the ground because it was fucking gross.
Actually, it's not Dunkin' Donuts anymore. It's just Dunkin'. They don't want to be known for just having donuts. They're just Dunkin' now.
well, they're Dunkin' shit because it tastes bad.
Yeah, it's like you dunk those donuts in the toilet. Like,
They call Dunkin'
And then
so
eat
you-
'em?
They call Dunkin' so you don't
Just
feel
flush
bad
'em.
when you dunk them in the trash can. You know? But I really like Krispy Kreme, and it may be through rose-tinted glasses because whenever I was younger and my parents were divorced and I'd stay at my dad's, he'd take me to school, but we'd always go by Krispy Kreme in the morning, and he'd go order and I'd watch the donuts being made, like that scene in
Yeah.
Robots where the robots are being built, and it's rise up. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, you just have a nostalgia boner for Krispy Kreme, and I can respect that.
Their glazed though are really good.
Yeah, sounds like you're glazing Krispy Kreme.
I am just like you
Adam, you
glaze at your
glaze
job.
every-
I
day.
feel like the
Yeah,
only...
I do. That's my job. That's what I'm
glazer?
supposed to do. I'm the only one licensed
I
to
do it
glaze
for the
here.
love of
I
the
was
game, Adam. You
born-
do it for a paycheck.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm a professional.
Adam was like, I was born to glaze.
I was born to glaze, boys. And I'm going to glaze Dale's to my dying breath and be like, you kids don't even know real donuts.
I will say that
Yeah, I really don't.
the only good donut at Krispy Kreme, in my opinion, is the glaze. I don't like anything else there. Their glaze are the only thing.
See, it's
good
just Krispy Kreme, Shipley's, Dunkin'. They're all just franchise donut shops.
Yep.
Anything that's a franchise isn't as good as a mom and pop. Mom and pop will always be better in quality than a franchise and taste better.
to me. My thing
Because
is,
it's made with love.
oh yeah, it's homestyle stuff always fucks harder. But I'm not really a big sweets guy to begin with.
Oh, me neither.
I'm a big sweets when it comes to drinks. Like I'll fuck up like 6 sodas, but dude, don't you dare give me a piece of cake. I will take one bite and be like,
I'm done.
Okay, you want the rest of
it's
it?
too sweet. But
I'm not a
Don't
sweets guy
mind
either.
if-
anytime
do.
I go to a donut shop, I usually get a jalapeno cheese kolache, regardless of where it is. That's like my go-to.
Well, kolache's hit. It's just,
Kolache
it's
with
just like
chocolate.
it's just like a sausage and a croissant roll,
A
right?
kolache with a chocolate milk is my go-to, and it's a fuck combo. And Jake Griffith, my goddamn chocolate milk, and I will never let this go.
still on that.
Griffin!
Yes, I am still on that
Nuts
because you
and
took the
Griffith.
first drink and it was mine.
I don't even like chocolate milk.
Yeah, you just did it to be a dick.
Yeah, because the first drink's the best drink.
That's why he did it.
It is.
So Kagan has to live with the fact that he got the second drink.
Stole it
I
from me.
know.
That was today, Carmine.
The dopamine hit wasn't as hard.
No, it was still good, but it wasn't as good as like getting the first drink.
Blue
still
balls,
good.
blue balls.
Yeah, he blue balls them.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that, but yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Good opening chat.
yeah. Good donut debate.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What was that look for?
I don't know.
Yeah, just straight face. Wow. Quit looking at me like that. It must be a
What's
good
today's topic?
Anyway,
Today-
well, before we get into the topic,
Yeah.
let's say how's everyone's fucking week or two been?
time. Fucking awful.
I hate my job.
I hate summer.
Me
I do
too.
Adam, you got some pretty good news coming up, don't you?
Yeah.
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 I'm going to gamble away all my money. It's good
At
news.
where?
This is good news. I'm going to Vegas, boys.
He's gambling away all his money at the game called marriage.
Yeah, I'm
The old
getting
ball and chain.
I'm getting mail-weed.
Yeah. God, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was today.
What the hell?
Yay! Today is the
Yay.
Today's
21st.
Saturday, right?
Yeah, 21st.
So in 5 days. In 5
So
days, I'm
by
going
the
to get
time
married.
this episode is out, yeah.
You'll be
I'll be married.
You'll be
You
a
will be
married man.
Yeah, sorry, ladies. Off the market.
Hey, Adam, this comes off.
Oh, God.
What a brave thing to say.
Oh my god.
Love you, hon.
But your trip's also going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep. The plan is we are going to get married. Originally, we were going to have an actual ceremony, but due to things, we decided not to have a ceremony. We decided to just elope. Because, yeah. So instead of, spending a bunch of money on a wedding ceremony, we're going to go get married at, the courthouse, just get the paper signed, and then we are going to elope and screw off to Eureka Springs for about a week and just...
Urethra.
Yep, and just to have a good time. Use the money that would have gone towards a ceremony to just have a nice week together.
And later down the line, if things go fine, you could just do a...
Like
you could
renew
just do
your
a,
vows or
Like
something.
you could
renew
just
our
do
vows and
another one.
Have like a reception ceremony thing.
But this is just like the official,
Yep.
yeah.
This is the government acknowledging the fact that we are a couple.
Yeah, I don't think they should be involved, but we're not going to get into that.
Well, hell yeah, man. I'm happy for you.
That's good news.
At least someone is.
It's been a long time coming.
Oh god.
No, I'm just
and
kidding.
we were gonna have like a bachelor party or whatever.
We're kind of doing that today.
But we're doing something similar tonight.
Yeah, we're kind of doing that today. We're just going to hang out and, yeah.
Yeah,
Strippers.
It's funny.
for a
Strippers.
while.
I don't want to say too much.
You said strippers, so like after this recording, I'm gonna walk right out the door and then come in 5 minutes later with like a thong.
Like the fire. Where's the leak?
Jake,
Where's
you gotta
the
go.
leak, ma'am?
You gotta go to the sex store by
The
the
sexy
apartment,
plumber, yeah.
and you gotta get them edible undies.
Edible undies?
Yeah, they're like made out of like fruit roll-up material, I think, and you put them on and you munch out your wife's box while eating the underwear.
It doesn't have to be your wife's spot. I mean,
It could be. You could be sucking some sausage too. I don't discriminate.
You
but-
have that. You have those ones, and there are other ones that are like if you've ever seen the candy necklaces.
Oh, yeah.
There's ones that are like that, made of just strings with the little hard candies on it.
I would
that
just
you
get
wear.
the
Dude, I
edible
get-
thongs and just eat them straight up.
Dude,
not
I
put
feel
them
like
on.
that would.
Just
I feel like that would pinch my sack all over.
Yeah.
wearing one of
I'd
those.
get too distracted eating that. I'd just take it off
I
and be
wouldn't
like,
be. Yeah, I'll just.
You can
eat
put
the
your clothes
fucking
on.
You gonna
underwear.
finish those?
"You gotta finish
Oh
those?"
yeah, not at all. Just take some off. Here you go.
Just be like, okay, you can put your clothes back on. I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the thing that we're doing tonight. It's kind of funny because it's gonna indirectly correlate to a future episode. So
Oh boy.
that's been in the works for a while. Like we've been trying to do this for a minute and it just hasn't happened, and now it will. So
We just haven't had the time to actually sit down and watch it.
I would say we have.
We just
it's been
haven't
had the time.
committed to
Like,
We
it.
wanting
prioritized
to.
other
Yes.
things.
We just haven't had
Yes.
the drive to really just start.
Yes.
Be
Yeah.
like, you want to watch?
This
can
thing?
can I say what it's called yet or no?
If you remember, we watched Attack on Titan, and we talked about it on the podcast. Me and Jake had seen all of it. Kagan had seen some of it, and Ethan had never seen any of it. And so we all watched it, and then we talked about it on the podcast. This is a similar thing with another show.
Yeah.
This is much older though than Attack on Titan.
I mean, not much. It's like 5 years older.
For the internet, that's
It's
a long
It's
time.
another popular one, and
Yeah.
that'll. be out. In
Internet
the future.
shelf life is very short,
It is.
which kind of correlates to the
month.
plot of this episode.
Yeah, that's a good segue. Does anybody else want to say anything?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
But today we're going to be talking about
Brain rot.
Oh, I was going to do it.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't say anything.
We're going to talk about generational brain rot.
Oi,
Yay! Oi, eerie.
It's making me brain rot.
Oi, eerie.
We're essentially
Yeah, but you.
we're essentially going to go down the line and talk about early brain rot in the 2000s, the
So,
2010
MLG,
brain rot.
bro.
I've got a thing to not watch. I got a thing to read that I typed up earlier that I would like to start with.
Okay.
And I just figured that after I say these things, and then I mention a couple of these early brain rot content, then that can kind of open up the conversation, and then you can just play off of each other. But what is brain rot, boys? To me,
Skibidi!
it's defined, yes, as humor that can be categorized as trends or fads that have nonsensical meanings, mainly derived from internet culture and viral content on social media, or mental junk food. You get your fix.
My mom used to call it mental crack.
Yeah, crack TV.
Yeah, my mom,
SpongeBob.
whenever I'd
Mad
watch like
TV.
cartoons that my mom got annoyed by, she called it crack TV.
See, I remember.
And I was like, dude, I like regular show. Just fuck off.
Well-
Leave me alone. I was going to say bitch, but that's mean.
Yes.
I'll let you continue in case you say the thing that I was about to say.
Brain rot is one of the most culturally captivating forms of content creation on the internet. It's easy to make. It's often low quality, so that's
Even better.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why it's easy to make. It gets millions of views, likes, and comments, and ingrains itself into the cultural zeitgeist, where you'd be hard pressed to find anybody who hasn't at least heard a brain rot term.
See, most of the time when you think of brain rot, whenever I think of brain rot, it's like, it's all these memes that everyone knows about. It's Skibidi, it's Sus, it's Rizz.
Gyat.
It's Gyat, level 10 Gyat, Phantom Tax, Kaisenat.
Baby Gronk.
Yeah, all that stuff. And it's like, most of the time, like, it's just something that the internet has latched onto. So it kind of becomes an inside joke where it's like you state the thing and it's like everyone on the internet gets it because it's an inside joke,
It's kind of almost like a vocal stem, too, where it's just kind of things that you just say.
They have
with
become vocal stems.
no real meaning.
Cheeseburger.
So on before we go into previous and early brain rot content, I wanted to talk a little bit about like current brain rot that maybe more people would know about.
Invincible.
Yeah, Invincible
Everything
brain
about
rot.
Invincible.
Where's Omni-Man?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
A steak?
Stand ready
Mark,
for my
this is
arrival,
good
worm.
news.
We can finally be bees.
You can live for
You'll live
30
for 30
years.
years.
You'll be a pet.
A pet?
A pet?
But
A pet.
it's really bad with the earliest generation because on average young people spend 8 hours a day in front of a screen. So consumption of this type of media is frequent and for some generations a mainstay, especially now. Every generation has their own form of brain rot. They've got their own things,
Yep.
right?
Ethan,
Go ahead.
I'm talking about like young
Ethan, your
teenage
forehead
years.
is like an awning for your eyeballs.
What do you mean?
what do you mean
Let me
by that?
explain. So you were like this when you leaned forward, like shadow enveloped your eyes because the way the lighting is.
I feel like everyone's
your
forehead's
eyes-
an awning for like both of your eyes are in shadow right
Well,
now.
I know it wasn't meant directly towards him, but that's
Did
what
you
made
just make
me
him
think of
self-conscious?
Damn,
No.
Ethan, you got yourself a Cro-Magnon head right there.
it. No, he just leaned forward and his eyes like darkened, like he heard something troubling.
I smell a demon.
A demon.
Now I'm self-conscious.
I'm not saying your forehead's big.
But no,
Sounds like you are.
when it comes to like the
You got a monster forehead for your
I get what you're saying.
eyes.
Right now, any kid that's like chronically online in like their early teen years is doomed right now. That's like, it's bad.
Yeah,
It's
it
really
is.
bad.
Like even people our age, like we can't get away from it on social media or just fucking in public. Like you hear little kids all the time with their parents. They'll
Skibidi
say, like,
rizz, am I
"Skibidi-"
right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You see
dude.
Master Chief and it's like, it's the
And,
guy from Fortnite.
Like at work also, I have like I work mainly with
Animals.
moms, people that have people disregard what Kagan said. I work with people that have kids, and I hear them all the time come into work and be like, "Do you guys know what Skibidi means?" My son's been saying it like for the past 3 days. What is this?
Thank goodness you found him.
Skibidi. So one of the latest iterations and well-known forms of brain rot is Skibidi toilet, which started in early 2023. However,
It's been that long.
Brainrot has been around as early as the 2000s and even before.
Okay, are y'all familiar with Kilroy?
Yes.
I am not.
Which Kilroy, I wouldn't consider that a brain rot. That's like
I'm saying that's going to be the new Kilroy for the next World War.
oh really?
Skibidi toilet.
Oh god.
You're gonna see
You're
a
gonna
bomber
see-
plane with the skibidi
yeah.
toilet on the side.
You're going to have an anime trad wife on the side of a bomber plane.
Hatsune Miku.
I'll be putting femboys as decals on my vehicles.
Y'all seen the meme of what your grandparents fought for in World War II, and it's just your picture of your grandmother or whatever.
Yeah.
And then this is what you'll fight for
It's
in
a
World War
femboy.
III, and it's a fucking femboy furry.
Oh god. Yeah,
But
no.
with this current generation and iteration of brain rot, and the most prevalent being skibidi toilet, you've got words like skibidi, which means cool, bad, or dumb. Sigma, which could just mean cool. Rizz is the ability to woo.
Charisma.
Phantom tax is stealing food from friends.
So, do y'all know what phantom tax comes from?
Sus means suspicious, and beta means lower in social class, weak, or daft. What does it mean, Kagan?
So, Phantom is a person. I don't watch Kai Cenat, but I've seen clips on Twitter. Phantom is a friend of Kai Cenat.
Kai Cenat's also become a brain rot term, just
And
his name.
and anytime Kai would be eating something on stream, Phantom would bust into his room and take a portion of his food, and he called it the Phantom tax.
So that's where it came from.
And
I've
I'm not
seen
making that up. That's genuinely what happens. He'd be eating like a chicken sandwich, and Phantom would literally bust his door down, like off the hinges, and come in and just take half of his sandwich
Kai
and
Cenat-
disappear upstairs.
Kai Cenat has kind of perpetuated this plague of brain rot through his stuff.
Bumbleclot!
Kai Cenat, the name Kai Cenat, the Phantom Tax, the Rizz. Rizz comes from he likes to say that he's like really where it originated, which I'd believe it. He's kind of been like the biggest streamer for a while now.
I have no idea who these people are.
Kai Cenat?
No.
He's a streamer.
Big
He's a
streamer.
very
Big
popular streamer.
Big streamer. Like probably the biggest right now.
He's in hot water right now because he did like a streamer university where like he'd
Oh, yeah.
enroll people to become and he'd train them to become like streamers. But people were noticing that he was only like actually accepting, because a lot of people, over 1 million people, like enlisted in it.
Like it's an army.
Well, enlisted, like tried to enroll in it, and he only accepted either black people or his friends. That was
so
it.
it was-
He was very selective with it,
Oh.
almost to the point where it was concerning. And enough people were like, I quit my job for this. It's like, that was on you.
Yeah,
you shouldn't have
true.
quit your job for that, you dumbass.
So,
You can quit your job on the empty promises of Kai Cenat.
and I'm sure like most everybody here, like brain rot has become so big of a thing that it is like, it's now, you can see it in stores now. Like Skibidi toilet. Oh my God. It originated in 2023 from a YouTube series called Skibidi Toilet. I don't know how many episodes there are or anything, but it's like
so
straight
many.
up nonsensical horse shit.
It's like,
It's in the Gmod engine.
Yeah, I was gonna
just-
say, it's
and
it's in the
old.
source engine.
And now it has merchandise like in Walmart.
It's got like
Yeah.
toys.
there's
And
a
that's not-
Fortnite skin too.
That's not surprising because you have like those things called U2s where like it can be anything, but like a lot
Oh,
of YouTubers
yeah, they
like
have, like,
little
their own little
figures.
mascot.
Yeah, and then like Five Nights at Freddy's,
I've been
Mickey
getting-
and the Ink Machine.
I've been getting advertisements for Helldivers
I was
ones.
gonna say, there's
Yeah.
a bunch of Helldivers ones.
They have
Yeah.
a Bile Titan, a Hulk,
But this-
a few different Helldivers. Like
that's I get that, and then like Minecraft or like what Dan TDM.
Yeah.
Like a lot of YouTubers have their own merchandise that is is sold commercially, like at Walmarts and supermarkets.
Captain
and shit.
Sparkles. And
Yeah. But I feel like this is a completely different thing. Like Skibidi toilet breaking that barrier and being like that widely available. That's crazy to me.
this is
That is insane.
because I remember nonsensical source engine stuff from whenever I was growing up. Usually it was with like the characters from Left 4 Dead
TF2.
or TF2 characters. And it's like, I remember seeing them and they were ridiculous and stupid, but they weren't Skibidi toilet. Like,
They'd get a chuckle out of me, but it was like, but that was our Skibidi toilet. It was stupid source engine shit like that. It
Yeah.
wasn't as bad, and it didn't become
It's like
like
it gets
mainstream
worse
media.
every year.
Every generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
go ahead.
you remember that store that is by the apartment that opened up by Harbor Freight?
no.
Price Break?
Yeah.
I remember me and Kayla went there. I was trying to avoid saying it.
That's
but,
fine. I mean,
They
we
know
went
where
there,
we
and
live.
I found like this this knockoff Lego set that was like this clock tower robot looking thing, and I was like, that's pretty cool. So I bought it. It was like $5, so I didn't really lose a whole lot. I bought it, and it wasn't until like a week or two later I found out it was from Skibidi Toilet.
So I haven't seen it.
I threw that fucker away as soon as I found out it was from Skibidi Toilet.
Why?
Threw it away.
I grabbed it and I was like,
Oh no!
Yeah, I don't
Threw
want-
away
What have I
a piece
done?
of human history.
You really did.
yeah, it was a cheap. Dude, the set was missing pieces anyways.
Okay.
It wasn't complete, but I was like, I don't want this anymore. I don't
It's
want
like
this
Woody.
anymore.
It's like Andy with. I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah, Kayla's like, why'd you
Bye,
throw?
Woody.
Kayla was like, why'd you throw
Bye,
it away? And I said,
Woody.
because there's reasons, and I'm not gonna get into it because you would not understand.
So
I
now,
have plans that I cannot share with you because the haters will sabotage me.
now that we've like laid the groundwork on what brain rot is and kind of gone over some of the most current forms of brain rot, we can touch again on that a little later. But I kind of want to go back in time and kind of talk about our brain rot.
Yeah.
And our generation.
I want to
brain
go
rot.
back further.
And we'll go back further. You guys can add anything that you'd like to these examples, and feel free to argue if
Yeah.
you think that they're not brain rot. But I have a pretty good list here.
Okay.
And brain rot can consist of songs, phrases, words, videos,
Especially
etc.
vocal
Yeah,
stems.
and that's what it's turned into because, like, yeah. What's up, Adam?
Yes, King Baldwin.
I was gonna say I also did like a little bit brushed up on my history a
Yeah.
little bit before we got started, and one thing that I consistently saw in multiple places, at least from people from our generation in terms of like our brain rot where it started and like the origination of modern brain rot, is Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
And like mainly stuff like Annoying Orange and some of the more wacky stuff that they did and weird stuff they did back in like 2012, 2013. That's where most people attribute as like the origin of what has become today's brain rot.
Yeah,
I forgot
and
about
that's
Annoying
That is a
Orange.
great segue because that's the first thing I was going to talk about, and we're going to start in the 2000s. So, Annoying Orange was my first example,
I
and
hated Annoying
Hey,
Orange.
this
Apple.
was a show. It was a show on Cartoon Network.
But it started-
before that. It started as like a YouTube series.
And I watched it.
Tobuscus.
And I watched it religiously.
Was
I
it
did
Tobuscus?
He
Wait.
he wasn't in that. He was in the TV show.
Yeah, he was in the
but
TV
he wasn't
show.
in.
Okay.
Oh.
He wasn't on YouTube. The one I remember most was Lady Pasta, who was supposed to be like Lady Gaga.
Yes,
And the song she sings, and to this day, I still sing it because it's stuck in my
it's
head.
a brain rot vocal stem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How's it go?
I'm not gonna say that.
I'm embarrassed.
No, I can sing it. I'm just not going to for copyright
Kagan,
reasons.
it's right there. Say it.
I'll say
I'll
it with you.
you.
Just
Yeah. No, you don't have to. But I know what he's talking about. Did everyone here watch Annoying Orange? at
I
least
knew
once?
of it, never watched
Never
it.
watched
even
it?
from
I
even
knew
whenever,
of it, but I never watched it.
Even when I was
hated
like
it.
12, I thought it was dumb.
See, at the time, I didn't think it was dumb. I thought it was
I
like
found it
oh.
entertaining.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I thought it was. I saw it. I watched it like one time, and I was like, "This is stupid."
I
it
saw
was-
it and I was like, that's annoying.
It was so bad.
My first exposure to brain rot was YouTube poops.
YouTube poops.
Most specifically, SpongeBob YouTube poops
See-
were the ones I watched a lot.
To this day, I can still get a chuckle out of YouTube poops sometimes.
because they're pretty funny. Most
That's
of them.
also on my list for the 2000s.
I never did watch those.
Really?
I watched them a lot.
I didn't have internet access like that. At
I
the time.
didn't watch them like consistently. YouTube poops weren't to me what Skibidi Toilet is to today generation.
Yeah.
Like I didn't watch them all the time, but if I saw them, I got a little bit of a chuckle out of them. But I didn't like seek them out.
I didn't.
I did.
I didn't see a whole lot of them either, but I knew what they were. I saw a couple of them, but I didn't watch them religiously.
Like to this day, like on whenever me and Kagan are scrolling Instagram, we'll see stuff that is very reminiscent of a YouTube poop.
what are YouTube poops?
Essentially, it's just like you take some original form of content, like Kagan said, like SpongeBob, like a certain part, like portion, a clip from a show or a movie or something, and you just take it and you just contort it and like you just make the editing super quick and the words all chopped together and you change what they're saying and make it fucking stupid.
They add sound effects.
Add sound
it
effects.
burns.
Yeah, like it's. I'm trying to think of a good example. Like
What were some of the most popular ones? The SpongeBob ones?
Those were a lot. of
SpongeBob
them.
ones were very popular.
SpongeBob were really popular. I know there was some of like the old Mario TV show and like the old Legend of Zelda cartoon.
I vaguely remember.
I'm
like,
so hungry I could eat an Octorok.
I vaguely remember some iCarly ones, I think, or something like that.
There were some live action.
Yeah.
I hate saying
Live action.
Basically,
Live action.
any show that was popular at the time
Yeah.
was probably turned into a YouTube poop at some
Yeah.
point or another.
There was iCarly. Most of the ones I watched were like, there were some regular show ones. There was mostly SpongeBob is what I would watch.
It's like if you think, you're scrolling Instagram and you see a meme that's like, it's just like a bunch of clips with sound effects, and it's like a dude like walking down the street like, God damn, and then it cuts to a different thing. Damn!
Yeah.
It's just super fast paced with a bunch of sound effects and a bunch of video changes.
whenever
Me
I
and Kagan love those. Those fucking... those give me more of a kick than YouTube poops ever did, but they're basically just YouTube poops on crack. Like,
Whenever I was looking like doing quote unquote research for this and for YouTube poops, the most common example I would see is just a bit of SpongeBob where it was a scene where SpongeBob was in the Krusty Krab, and then he just shoots through the roof, and it says, "I'm about to come."
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm about to come.
Yeah.
Gary, there's a bomb.
Are they still a thing today? Do you know?
I think they're more scarce, but I think they're still.
YouTube poops, like actual YouTube poops that are called YouTube poops, are kind of an endangered species these days, but they're still around. Like,
The next topic that I wanted to talk about were specifically songs from the 2000s that were Brainrot songs. Like
What does the fox say?
Oh my god.
that actually wasn't until the 2010s, but we'll get to that. But the first one is Peanut Butter Jelly Time.
peanut butter jelly
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
peanut butter jelly time.
Chocolate Rain. Do you guys know
Oh,
this one?
yeah.
God.
Yeah. The Duck song.
Rain.
Yeah.
The duck walked
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
to a lemonade stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm a Gummy Bear.
Oh, the gummy
You could
bear
not get
song.
away from these things.
Dude, I remember my mom showed me the Gummy Bear song.
Especially
She
at the
saw it on-
skating rink.
My mom saw it on fucking Facebook, and she showed it to me, and I was like,
Facebook meme.
I was like,
I hate that.
my mom, like, it's one of those things. She sends me stuff from Facebook, and I'm like, wow, you are cringe. I'm like,
It's like that.
but you're my mom, so you're allowed to be, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like that not Cloudy. The Amazing World of Gumball, where the mom sends the maintenance guy an invitation and he fucking cries.
It's like an invitation with her head on like a bunch of elves dancing, and then it opens up the letter and it says the toilet's overflowing again, and you just see a tear roll down his eye. He's like, "Who'd you send that to?" Rick in the maintenance, and it just shows him open it, and then a tear rolls down his eye.
I would say Amazing World of Gumball is also Brainrot, like Adam was saying, like that Cartoon Network era.
It's got
Kinda
that absurdist
Adventure
humor.
Time regular show.
I feel like there is a bit of a difference between brain rot and absurdist humor. It's like Adventure Time is absurd, but I wouldn't necessarily call it brain rot.
I wouldn't either.
And it's like same deal with Gumball. Gumball's riding a bit closer to that brain rot line, but it still had intelligent enough humor and jokes for it to just be genuinely funny without being brain rot.
There
Why did you
were
put
a few
regular show?
clips that
Regular show?
I would say were brain rot, like
sure.
the How to Basic.
Oh,
Gumball's
yeah.
making the
How to
whatever.
basic.
Yeah.
They referenced How to Basic in Amazing World of Gumball.
Oh, did
and
they?
it was- yeah.
And then that era of YouTube with How to Basic and Filthy Frank and all that
iDubbbz
stuff,
and-
iDubbbz and
yeah.
Max Mofo.
Yep.
It's like that
Brain
era
rot.
of YouTube, the edgy era of YouTube when everything it was the Wild West, anything went.
Yeah.
And now iDubbbz is
He's a ghost.
he is
Something
hated.
else.
This is something else.
He is universally hated.
What was I gonna say?
And Filthy
Oh, yeah.
Frank's just Joji now.
Yeah.
Good
And
for
he
him,
makes,
though.
He makes good music
He
too.
Most-
got out of it while he could.
Yeah,
Most
good
of
for him.
the brain rot from regular show were the song, like the original songs that they did. Like
Summertime,
that.
and you know what that
loving
means.
Loving in the summertime.
Gonna head under the beach, gonna do some beachy things.
It's summertime.
Or the macaroni song.
Oh,
Snap.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Come to our macaroni party, then we'll take a nap.
Yeah,
Oh,
shit like
snap.
that. The next thing I wanted
We
to touch
tried
on,
this the nice way. Now
Which-
we do it the Skips way.
this one also it started out as like YouTube videos, and then I don't know if he had a show, but he definitely had like 3 or 4 movies, but it's Fred.
Oh
Oh, Fred.
all I
That's got
remember.
flashbang.
All I remember from Fred is he deep fried a sock in one of the movies.
What I remember
and he
from-
said, "I can make anything taste good."
What I remember from Fred is that John Cena is his ghost dad.
I
Yeah.
fucking love that. He's like, "Hi, Dad," and then John
like
Cena
fucking
does like the
elbow
thing,
drops him through a table.
drops him on the table.
Suplexes
Yeah.
him.
I fucking love that.
I didn't watch Fred a whole lot. There
I
was
didn't
some.
either.
There were some videos I did watch. it was like My Babysitter's a Vampire was one of the songs.
I didn't watch any
That's
of
a
his
show.
YouTube videos.
I like that show. That's the unlocked a memory.
I didn't watch
Babysitter's Vampire.
any of Fred's YouTube videos. I watched the Fred movie when it aired on Nickelodeon, and he also had a cameo on iCarly, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Where he was just a normal dude.
He was
like,
Lucas Cruikshank. I think.
that's his
Like,
real name.
his
He was
real
like,
name,
yeah, he's like, I'm Lucas, better known as Fred. And it's like, hi, I'm Fred, and he did the character.
He also had a show where he was like an alien.
oh my God, it's
Marvin?
Weezer!
I think it was Marvin the Martian. or
Marvin the
something.
Martian. I think it was on Nick or
That
something.
one.
What?
The Fred. Oh my God, it's Weezer!
I actually, as a kid, I found the movies entertaining. Now they're probably unbearable, but like,
I remember when I watched the Fred movie, like whenever it first
Yeah.
aired on Nickelodeon, I found it entertaining. I did.
I don't know about y'all, but I watched in like the early 2010s when Shane Dawson was
2010s.
when before he like came out as gay and he got married and he did more like conspiracy theory stuff. He did like skits with characters that he made that were really funny, but they were also like just
they were really racy.
they were really mind-numbingly stupid too.
Are you talking about the one where he trips this girl who's got like a watermelon in her?
That's from a
Sure.
movie. That's from a movie.
Crushes
No,
and
he used to have
catchers like,
characters. He used to have characters like Shanae and his aunt and all that. And Shanae was like this ghetto chick that he would dress up as. And
It reminds me of
Brandon
Rogers.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
I wanted to talk to you guys about that. Do you think that his content is brain rot?
Brandon Rogers.
Yes.
I would.
What would you classify that as?
I didn't really watch him that much.
I
I
just say it's
did.
absurd.
I knew his
bullshit.
name. I knew his name, but never watched him.
He's really funny,
Yeah.
but I don't know if his content is brain
I
rot.
wouldn't say it's brain rot.
It's hard to find that line between brain rot and absurdist humor.
But back to what Kagan was saying. Shit. So the Fred thing. I didn't watch any of his videos, but I watched some of his music videos because he had some songs that were fucking catchy. He had like a Christmas song that was really catchy. I don't know. I don't even know if it's still on YouTube, but that's what I watched of his. But I didn't watch like his main videos or anything. And the same with Shane Dawson. He also made music. I don't know if you guys remember any of his songs, but they were also catchy.
He had a couple.
Yeah, he had a couple of them.
I never did watch Shane Dawson.
I kind of get that because I didn't really watch Captain Sparkle's videos, but I knew his Minecraft songs.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
by heart,
Yeah, his Minecraft songs went hard.
like Fallen Kingdom, and
I wouldn't say the Minecraft
Creep
songs are
up.
brain rot either.
No, they're
Minecraft
not.
songs?
They're not. It's just he takes a song and he makes a parody of it
Yeah.
with Minecraft as the basis. Like,
Do you guys remember Potter Puppet Pals?
I've
do
never
not know
heard
what
of
you're
that.
talking
Okay,
about.
okay. It's like, fuck. I'm gonna sound crazy, but it's like this. It's a YouTube series, an old YouTube series about these Harry Potter puppets, and they just do dumb shit. And then there's this really, there's a popular clip where it's like a Snape puppet, and they're doing like a Snape song. It's like Snape, Snape, Severus Snape, and then it's really stupid. But that is brain rot.
I have no
I'm
idea what you're
surprised
talking about.
that I'm the only one that knows.
see,
about
when I
that.
think of old YouTube series that I would kind of classify as brain rot, I think of like Charlie the Unicorn.
That was my next thing.
Llamas
Charlie the
and Hats.
Unicorn, Llamas and Hats. I was going to lump those together.
ASDF.
I saw a post of some dude talking. It's like, whenever I think of brain rot, like from my generation, my first thought is Charlie the Unicorn, and compared to today, it seems quaint.
Yes. I didn't watch much of either of those.
What about ASDF?
But I was
the
gonna,
ASDF.
I was
or
gonna-
Sanity not
I was
included?
going to lump in ASDF movies and Stick Figures on Crack, if you guys ever heard those.
I don't remember that one.
Ugh.
Salad
I'll have to
Fingers.
show you guys later. But I was going to lump those together. I watched a lot of ASDF movie. What?
Salad Fingers.
I never watched it, but I knew what it was.
Yeah, I remember seeing it and just being like, "Huh, that's weird." I never
That's
looked at it
weird.
again.
I watched all of it. I liked Salad Fingers.
rub rusty spoon.
I like to touch them.
I really liked ASDF movie, but I think they're still doing them. But you get shit like, I like trains. And
It's muffin time.
It's muffin time.
Somebody
Yeah.
kill me.
yeah, that kind of
Yeah,
shit.
whenever they
Mind Turtle.
they take little things like that and they become like a TikTok trend. Like,
Yes.
Who wants a muffin?
Or I made you a pie. Oh boy, what flavor?
Pie flavor.
Yeah, and then I remember I
I'm
think it
going
was
to punch your face
in the face.
No!
Yeah, I remember a lot of these were made into flip notes on the fucking DS.
Yeah,
You guys remember? Flip
Oh, the
notes?
fucking flip notes!
Yeah.
My cousin Bryce used to love those.
I was
Dude,
never
That
good
was
at
on the
making them.
podcast.
what about those memes that started happening recently of the little stick figure flip notes where he like brutally murders somebody?
Oh,
No, yeah, I
Yeah.
see stills of like photos of that. And I'll
Yeah.
send them to Kagan sometimes.
He'd be like, "Hey man, you want to go swimming?" No. And then he just stabs him to death.
Is it Sanity Not Included or ASDF where he's like, hey man, you want to play video games? No way, you always beat me.
That was ASD.
That was ASDF.
Hey man, want to go skateboards?
Yeah.
Hello, babe.
ASDF.
Somebody kill
Hey, babes,
me.
I am real man. You want to go skateboards?
Oh, look, a puffy. Careful, honey. It's got a knife. What? No, I don't.
I can dream,
Or
Harold.
here's a classic one. I like trains.
I like
I
toodles.
said that like
Did
2
you?
minutes ago. Yeah.
I
Started with it.
God, Kagan.
Yeah. he
I'm
never
trying to think of
listens
some
me.
more classic.
I'm sorry, that was mean.
I'm not.
When I grow up, I want to go to the moon. Why wait?
Did I
Up
just
to the
have
moon.
like a brain blackout? Because I do not remember you saying
you do
that,
that
at
when
all.
It was like
Oh.
one of the first things
Yeah.
he said.
I didn't hear him say it.
Whenever he brought up ASDF, that was one of like the first
I
two he
think-
brought up.
I think we were in our own train of thought.
I like
Maybe.
trains.
I was
I
gonna
like
say,
trains.
I did not
Train of
at
not.
all. But
That's fine. That's what I said, Kagan.
okay.
More like train of not.
All right. Do you guys have any other examples from the 2000s?
From the 2000s?
The MLG era.
Troll face.
Nah, that was like 2014.
troll face.
I was gonna mention like old memes, like the troll face meme, the troll face song.
All those faces, like the troll face and the Forever Alone. And
Oh yeah.
What was it?
the only one that sticks around nowadays is really troll face, but
Well,
was
the
the
one
one-
where he's eating cereal.
the cereal one, yeah.
What was the one with the wolf with the hat? Or maybe he doesn't have a hat. But
Are you talking about, like, the-
that's Party
the
Wolf from Adventure
lone
Time?
no,
wolf?
no.
Are you
not
talking
him.
about Epic Wolf?
Yes
And Rage Wolf?
Yes.
I remember him.
It's like your parents walking while you're jerking off, look them in the eyes, and finish like a boss.
Yeah. That.
Eat
That's what
spicy
that's from.
goodness
Like a
boss.
Like a boss.
Shut your fucking mouth!
All those faces though, like start like troll face, Forever Alone, the rage face, the epic face, the one where the guy's like, like his eyes are looking
Epic
up.
baby, awesome baby, or whatever. it's
The
called.
awesome face where it's like a smile and the eyes are looking up, like
Yeah.
all those
man.
faces.
That unlocked a memory.
Yeah,
Damn.
that was my background on my email until I was 23. I just never changed it.
That reminds me of another thing from the 2010s, Neon Cat.
Neon cat.
Yeah.
The fucking Pop-Tart cat that flies and shits rainbows.
Yes.
What about Grumpy Cat?
Was that 2010s? I remember Grumpy Cat. What was her real name? Tartar sauce.
Tartar
or
sauce,
something?
and
Yeah.
she died.
Oh.
Sadly.
Dude,
Sadly,
rip tartar sauce.
They said, from what I heard, she was like a very sweet cat too. She
She just looked angry.
She just looked angry, but she was a very friendly cat.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a shame.
What does the fox say? Is from the 2010s.
Elvis.
Ethan.
Well,
you doing?
it's Rick and Morty time.
Worrying about geopolitical events. I'll stop.
Oh man, this is
Sorry.
to get away from that, Ethan. But yeah, what does the fox say was always annoying to me. And
Yes.
it became a vocal stem everywhere. And it even was on the radio. You could not get away from it.
It was on the radio.
Yes. For like a short time.
I just thought it was a YouTube thing.
Like it was until it
Everything
wasn't.
about that.
I
Until it
remember.
wasn't.
I remember the day you told me about what does the fox say. We were at the state fair, and you were like, "I need to show you this when we get back to your house," and you wouldn't tell me what it was. You're like,
would
you're like, I need you to
infuriate
see
me.
this. It's called "What Does the Fox Say?" And I was like, what is it? You're like,
well-
you'll just have to see when we get home. I was like, is it like a song? Is it like a YouTube video? And you're just like, you just have to wait and see. And I was like, the more you do this, the more I don't want to see.
Kagan's like, well, what does the fox say?
Yeah, that was the whole point, Kagan.
Apparently
I love
they
to
just
get-
kind of
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted to show me.
Just kind of yell. They just kind of
They do. I've seen an edit where it's like, what does the fox say? And it's a fox in the woods that's just like,
Yeah, they just
Kagan's
sound like
what-
a high pitched
is-
yell.
Is it like a song or something? What is it? And I'm like, you're just gonna have to wait. And when we get home, I show him, and it's like a Sinister VHS tape. You ever seen Sinister? You're not understanding my reference. Kagan is. Yeah, just put on a Sinister VHS tape, and it's like a horrific scene of a family getting murdered or something. And it's like, that's what the fox says, Kagan. And he's like, oh wow,
Okay.
you guys you haven't seen Sinister?
no.
I'm not really.
I'm not a
into
big horror movie buff.
movies.
I forget you don't watch movies.
Yeah, I don't really watch
And
movies
Ethan
in
just
general.
doesn't like fun, but you know, that's
At
I
least Kagan knows
have
what
restricted
we're talking about.
interests. I can't help it.
It's a
you
good
can.
movie.
You can help it.
It's a good movie.
I can't.
Just by trying new things.
You went and saw Terrorizer 3 with us.
Terrifier.
Yeah, 'cause it was with friends.
Terrifier.
Terrorizer.
Terrorizer.
YouTube.
You should have watched Bring Her Back with us, man.
It was good.
It was a very good movie.
I don't know what that is.
It was
Okay.
a horror movie that we went and saw, and we invited you, and you said, no, I don't want to do that because I'm lame and I don't like fun.
That's
Sounds
exactly
like
what he
me.
said verbatim.
That's exactly what I said.
Another song
He
from
said,
the
no, I want to play
2010s.
Helldivers.
Is what?
Another song from the 2010s is Pen, Pineapple, Apple Pen.
Oh, my God.
My God.
I saw that in
Gangnam Style.
school.
I have a
Gangnam
too.
Style. Or
I have apple.
Harlem Shake.
Yes.
Pineapple.
Harlem Shake was real popular, too.
Yeah.
I have a pen.
I have pineapple. Pineapple pen.
Apple pen. Pineapple
Dude,
pen.
I think a teacher
Pen,
in high school
pineapple, apple pen. Boom.
put that on the fucking projector. Stupid. It was stupid.
See, honestly, I kind of, whenever I saw it, like, yeah, it was stupid, but I was also like, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun.
And
it's
he
just an Asian man in leopard print everything singing about a pen, pineapple, apple pen. P-P-A-P.
Do you remember asking all them questions song? The song
Yes.
is like asking, why you asking all them questions?
Asking
Asking
all
all
them
them questions.
questions.
Why you asking all them
Ooh.
questions? Making statements.
Statements.
Assuming.
Assuming.
You remember that?
No.
No?
But you
Really?
did bring something back to me.
Man,
Let's talk Vine.
that was
Vine boom.
We're on the same
I was
wavelength.
I was about to get there.
keep stealing
Before
your
we do
thunder.
that- Before we do that, I want to talk about Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life.
Oh my
That is a
God,
2010
no.
thing.
See, that's a good source for like one of those SFM
Yes.
movies that kind of classifies as brain rot, like we were talking about, like
There's a lot
Skibidi
of
Toilet and Left 4 Dead ones.
shit, yes.
Because that was Left 4 Dead. It was Shrek and Ellis,
Ellis.
from Left 4 Dead.
Dude, that's got Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life has like a cultural
He
cult,
roars.
a cult following.
He
dude.
roars his glorious roar as he fills my butt with his love.
with his onion cum.
Uh,
It tastes like onions and
and
love.
as he leaves, he goes, Shrek is love.
Shrek is life.
And I went, what the fuck did I just watch?
Ethan, have you seen this?
Yes.
When was the first time you saw it?
Okay,
I don't fucking know.
You don't know?
It was forever ago.
since we're going down this rabbit hole, let's talk about Two Girls, One Cup.
No.
Oh, that's another episode.
Oh, sorry.
A coworker,
jumped the
showed-
gun.
one jar.
a coworker when I worked at Hobby Lobby showed me that, and it was a good thing I was cleaning the bathrooms because I promptly vomited in the toilet.
That's the first time you saw that was
I
at
was
Hobby
like-
Lobby?
I'm proud to say that I have never seen
I
it.
saw that when I was like 15.
Kagan's coworker showed him, and he was like, "Very cool."
Dude, it was gross.
It's bad.
That's awesome.
Had a lot
Next
of
time,
fiber
keep
in
it
her
to
diet.
yourself.
She
Anyway.
needed more fiber. Jesus Christ.
Soft serve. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
I still watch his live streams.
Jimmy is here.
Jimmy here has lost a ton of weight.
He
He
has.
has. He looks great. He's like ripped now. He does live.
Oh, yeah.
He like live streams still. He does like If I Laugh the video and stuff. I watch
He
him.
still does those?
He uploads them every Wednesday because it's Wednesday, my dude.
I used to watch him a lot.
Yeah.
So that
and he
is-
looks great these days. Like,
Does he
that's-
still have the Dougal hair?
No, he cut his hair not too long ago.
Damn.
He actually did a one where it was like, if I laugh, I cut my hair. And
Oh,
yeah,
he
he cut
did.
it like down to his shoulders instead of all the way down. Like,
But that's a good segue into Vine because that was a Vine.
yeah, Jimmy.
And
Yeah,
Vine lasted from 2013 to 2017.
fine. I still watch a lot of Viners that transitioned into YouTube.
That backflip, though.
Like, first off, let's talk about the stinkers, okay?
Only a spoonful.
Jake Paul, Logan Paul, they originated on Vine. There's probably a few more that I just don't bother to remember their names, but those are some stinkers.
King Bach.
Yeah, King Bog. Can I have some ice cream? Only a spoonful.
Yeah, a lot of those guys are like washed up now.
and
Like
then-
if you look, I come across them every now and then on Instagram, just scrolling through reels. I'll come across like their independent pages,
And they're still trying to like ride that success.
They're
From,
still trying to ride the Vine success of doing bits that
Like-
just
like
aren't
who?
funny.
They're going to be in their 70s quoting what they did on Vine, and they're going to be like,
Only
okay,
a
Grandpa,
spoonful."
let's get you your meds and get you to bed.
There's one dude I cannot remember his name, but he was really popular on Vine, and I came across this page and I'm like, dang, he's still doing.
Is it the
same-
Water Malone guy?
No,
That's
no,
Marlon
no,
Webb?
No,
No.
it's not Marlon Webb. It's
Thomas
some
Sanders?
white dude. No, it's not Thomas.
he did like
King-
the Stewie Griffin voice and stuff.
Can you think of a Vine that he made that you can reference?
I literally
It might
cannot.
come to you later.
If
As I
you
say,
saw him, you'd know who I'm talking about.
In terms of like
but-
Viners that I still keep up with that were on Vine and were good on Vine, Drew Gooden, he transitioned
Danny
to YouTube.
Gonzalez.
Danny Gonzalez, they both make really good YouTube videos and they're still pretty funny.
They're-
They've evolved with the times into like they've become commentary channels where they talk about something. Like usually, like I don't really have too many examples, but they both make great content. They're both very entertaining. I love Drew Gooden is one of my favorite. Like I love his sense of humor. He has a great sense of humor.
There's some people that, yes, like I said, still check the high, like Lele Pons. I think she's one. If you, I came across one of her videos the other day, and I was like, wow, this is still just as unbearable to watch as it was in 2013. Or like Will Sasso, do you remember him?
That's
He
a
was-
familiar name.
He was very popular. He did the one where he like would barf up the lemon.
Oh yeah.
He's like an actor now. Like he's in Ginny and George's First Marriage.
It's like I'm thinking about,
the
like-
Bang Bang Theory spinoff with Georgie, Sheldon's brother.
They have a
Oh, yeah.
spinoff.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like classic
It's a spinoff of Young
Vines.
Sheldon.
Yes.
Whenever I think of Vine, for some reason, one of the first one that comes to my head is the dude who has the box of Life cereal, and he pours himself a bowl and a bunch of lemons fall out, and he's like, "Well, and life gives you lemons," and it zooms in on
Yes.
his face.
Oh, also, Will Sasso was in fucking Billy Madison. If y'all didn't know that,
Who's that?
Billy Madison's an Adam Sandler movie where he's like
Wait,
really
you've
good
never-
at. Oh no, Happy Gilmore, not Billy Madison.
Okay,
Yeah.
Happy
He's in
Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, which I didn't realize that because he's like 20 years younger and he has hair.
Did you know they're making another Happy Gilmore? By
Yes,
the way,
they are.
I saw
Straight
the
to
ad for it.
Netflix.
It is straight to Netflix, and it has some weird cameos.
Yeah.
It's like Kid Cudi has a role in it. The rapper Eminem has a cameo in it.
Wild.
Where he's like, there's a clip of him yelling at. He's wearing like a sun hat and like a polo shirt, and he's yelling at Adam Sandler, being like, "You're a jackass."
That reminds me
Oh,
of
Jackass.
the grown-ups movies that have like a stacked as fuck cast, like both of them.
Yeah.
Especially the second one.
Yeah, it's fucking that's Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider,
Kevin James,
David Spade. Who else?
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. That's like the five.
That's their group, yeah. But I'm talking about like the supporting characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Disney Channel
Then you have
child
those-
actors, and then Taylor Lautner, and then
You have those dudes that are like in like almost every one of Adam Sandler's movies. Like fucking Steve Buscemi is in like every Adam Sandler movie as like a
they're
little,
all like,
little supporting
close
role.
friends.
Adam Sandler's wife is in every one of his movies too.
Really?
Yeah, she's always like a side character, but it's his wife.
I didn't know he was married.
See, I grew up on Adam Sandler
He has like
movies.
4 kids. I think he has.
I
Or
grew
does he
up on
have,
a
like,
lot
2?
of Adam Sandler movies. He has some classics that are really good movies.
Oh yeah.
Like Click. I love Click. 51st Dates, I think, is a really good movie.
it is great.
The classics are like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Big Daddy. If you've
Don't
seen
like
Big Daddy.
bedtime stories.
Why
or
the
Jack
long
and Jill.
face?
Well, those are that's like the newer ones where he was starting to get like washed up a little bit. But let's see. The classics are Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Click,
Long
51st Dates, Big Daddy. There's one I'm not thinking of. Mr. Deeds. I liked Mr. Deeds.
Haven't seen it.
That's a good one. It's like, he's just a small town dude who lives somewhere, and he has like a rich great uncle who dies and leaves everything to him because he's his only surviving relative.
Have you seen That's My Boy?
No.
Yes.
That's another Adam Sandler movie that I like. Essentially, at 13, Adam Sandler gets his teacher pregnant, and she has a son, and he names his son Han Solo, and his son is Andy Samberg.
That's awesome.
See, it's weird because it's like I've seen a lot of his movies, but there's like a few classics that I haven't seen. Like I haven't seen The Waterboy.
You
Me
haven't?
neither.
The Waterboy's
Mama
seen The
said.
Waterboy.
Mama said.
And I saw boobies too, and they were awesome.
And then I have seen his version. Have you seen The Longest Yard?
No.
No.
Yeah.
It's like he goes to prison and he has to like play or coach the prison's football
Yeah.
team. It's a pretty good movie. Like it's pretty funny.
Would you say that Adam Sandler's humor is brain rot?
It can be like sometimes
Whenever he's like doing the screams.
Sometimes
and
he's
stuff.
just like doing weird voices and
Yes.
being like
My
like-
dad's speaker
like
is a Bose.
in Billy Madison.
Your
Whenever
dad's
he's
speaker
in the
blows?
bathtub.
Wait. What did you say, Ethan?
There's a quote. My dad's speaker is a Bose.
Your
And
dad's
Adam
speaker
Sandler goes,
blows?
Your dad's speaker blows?
He's like, that's not what I said.
That's not what I said.
Mick Doyle's dad's speaker
or whenever he
blows.
goes, shit, yeah.
See, I was thinking of the scene in Billy Madison where he's in the bath and he's like making his soap talk to each other.
Yeah.
He's like, stop looking at me, Swan.
So yeah, I would say some of his humor is brain rot.
See, yeah, I grew
Give
up.
the ball back, you bastard. And Happy
It's
Gilmore when the
okay,
gator
I
eats the
forgive
golf ball,
you.
and he starts beating the fuck out of it. Give it back, you fucking bastard.
It's like,
You're
hey,
mad at your dad, not me. I forgive you.
I like the fucking his golf coach who got his hand bitten off by an alligator, Chubbs, and he's like, "Yeah, you remember that gator that took your hand? Well, I brought you his head." And Chubbs gets freaked out and he falls out a window and dies.
Back to Vine. I don't think Smosh was on Vine.
No.
Right? But
They've been around for a
Smosh-
long time. Though.
Early Smosh, I would say,
Food
is brain
battle.
rot.
Yes. I remember Alston showed me one old Smosh video where it's like Molester Moon. Where it's
yeah.
like this moon that's like chasing you down, like, I'm going to molest you. And they're all running from him, like, no.
Yes. Yes,
I never
remember
did
that.
watch Smosh.
Shay still watches Smosh, but new Smosh is very different from
Yes,
old
it is.
Smosh.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Ian and Anthony like sold Smosh
And then they
bought
came
it
back, yeah.
for
I
some
think they
reason.
sold it to Good Mythical Morning and then bought it back.
And can I say, Anthony Padilla is, to me, just weird side tangent, Anthony Padilla is very attractive to me.
I don't know who that is.
He's an attractive man. Yeah.
I'm straight, but I find Anthony Padilla pretty attractive.
I always thought he
That's
was gay. I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's just like he just kind of gave off that, but then I realized he has like a girlfriend and everything, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so, I'm straight, so no, I don't want any, but, Anthony, if you wind up listening to this, you are an attractive man, and I appreciate you.
Thanks for existing.
Thanks for this.
Thanks for being here.
Dude, have you seen their old, like their very first videos are just them singing like the Power Rangers and theme song?
Their first video
and like
was
Pokemon
them
theme song.
singing the Pokemon theme song.
Really?
And it got
I wanna be.
yeah,
the
they were just
very
it was on a
best.
shitty like Bandicam camera, and the quality was so bad, and they were just lip syncing the Pokemon theme song.
Okay, we kind of skipped a bit of an era. Do you remember like old 2013, 2014 when like Vanoss Gaming and that whole crew was in their
MLG.
prime?
Yes,
Not even MLG, just like whenever they were playing like Black Ops.
I actually don't. I've watched very few gameplay videos or playthroughs or whatever. I don't watch gaming channels. I never did.
I mean, they weren't
So-
playthroughs. It was just like a group of friends who would all play games together and screw around.
I was
like their
completely out of
biggest
that.
videos were whenever they were playing like Gmod together,
Horror.
and whenever they were playing like GTA together when GTA 5 Online was getting big. It's like they had that's whenever it was like at in its biggest. And it was just a big group of friends that played online games together and fucked around. You
I
never really watched
I
Vanoss?
completely I know of them. I know Kagan watched a lot of them.
Yeah.
I used to watch a lot of them. His most popular video is Gmod Sandbox: The Toy Escape, sitting at 66 million views, and it was made 10 years ago.
Yeah, I watched a lot. Like in 2014, I watched Vanoss Gaming religiously, and I wouldn't necessarily classify it as brain rot, but sometimes it would be like kind of similar. It was just very chaotic humor. It's like if you go back further than that, before GTA 5 Online, before Gmod was getting big, it was like they were playing like Call of Duty lobbies together, and they would do like ninja tactics, and they'd throw C4 on people, and the C4 was the pun cake. You throw the pun cake.
And then before that, Vanoss would literally just take people like raging, and he would just remix it into like a song.
Yeah.
That's
And
how
like
he got
Black Ops 2
started.
multiplayer lobbies.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched a lot of Vanoss.
I
Mostly
did
his
too.
scary maps and like his prop hunt videos were really funny.
I watched Prop Hunt. I watched Guess Who. I watched
And
Hide
then,
and Seek.
and then there was a time period where all they played was Fortnite, and like nobody watched that. And then Wildcat got all pissy on the internet. He's like, "Well, I'm playing something else because you guys don't like when I play Fortnite because I can't play what I want to play." It's like, don't be like that.
See, it sucks because I like Wildcat. To me, was like almost always the funniest guy in the group. I
he
thought
was.
Wildcat was hilarious, and then it was like he just became a Fortnite channel. That's all he played, and I was like, I just wasn't. I was
and
never interested in Fortnite.
People were always like, "Can we like we love your content, but can you please play something else?" And he threw a big fit about it. He's like, "I guess I can't play what I want to play." It's like, we don't want to watch you play Fortnite, dude.
we don't want to watch you play Fortnite all the damn time. Like you can still play Fortnite and upload it. It's like that's not all I want to see.
Bring back Gary's mod. We like Gary's mod. Bring that back.
What were we talking about?
Just early Vanoss.
Vanoss Gaming. Did you ever watch
I
it?
never did watch Vanoss either.
But kind of branching back is like kind of it was 2014, so it was very chaotic humor, and that was also in the same time period of MLG. Like, you'd get a kill and it'd be like air horns and the thug life music and fucking
Smoke weed
Doritos and
every
Mountain
day.
Dew and the shades.
Get the camera.
Oh, shit.
Oh, baby, a triple.
Oh yeah.
And yeah,
Doritos and Mountain Dew was
and hit markers, like Call of Duty hit markers with the little sound that, like, God, the MLG era, Major League Gamer. It was like epic 360 no scope montages with Mountain Dew and Doritos. Like
Yeah, I completely missed that era.
I was there.
I was very active. I didn't play Call of Duty, but I was very I knew a lot of that stuff.
See, I was big into COD. So
I've never been big into COD. The most I've played in terms of COD was Cold War, and that's like one of their more recent games.
yeah, no, I was there. I was in the golden era of COD from 2007 to 2012. That's the best.
Me and Jake used to play a lot of zombies on Black Ops 2, but that was really about it.
To me, Black Ops 2 is the best Call of Duty.
Oh, on God.
Yeah, the
Yes.
campaign, the multiplayer, and campaign, multiplayer, and zombies in terms of a whole package. Black Ops 2 is the best.
Zombies was really good.
Yeah.
Their new game. I don't know what it's called now.
Black Ops 7.
No, before that, Black Ops 6.
Black
or
Ops
is it-
12.
Black Ops 6. I think that was the last one.
I've been playing that, and I actually kind of enjoy it a little bit.
It has like the omnidirectional movement and
Yeah,
whatever.
no one uses that. No one fucking dive 360 snipes you. I have not done that once. I've tried to do it, and I just get shot out of the air. I'm like, I'm just not even gonna do that. I do slide around and whatnot, and every now and then I'd play it, but COD just takes up so much fucking space on my Xbox that I just can't keep it installed.
See, I like the golden era of COD. I like the newer CODs. I just don't really care that much about. Like,
And I'm a lot better at COD than I thought I would be. Like when I never played it because I always thought I'd just be really bad at it. So it was more, I stayed away from it due to a skill issue. But this new one, I'm actually fairly decent at, and it kind of surprises me because I'm not very good at online shooters.
I miss Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 and like Halo. That's like my golden era. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's very easy for us to just stray into video game talk.
Speaking of Halo, it's something I thought of, but I wouldn't consider it brain rot, which was red versus blue. I don't think it's brain rot.
It's not brain rot. It's more of just like that's like internet holy grail of like just classic series and memes on the internet and stuff. It's just red versus blue.
I kind of wanted to go back to Sanity Not Included. Kagan, can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because
So-
you watched it more than I did, but I did watch a fair amount.
So Sanity Not Included was owned by Machinima, which they're kind of like dead in the water completely. They're just absolved. But essentially, it was Lyle Rath, who's part of the Oni Cartoons group. He's been in Smiling Friends a bunch of times. Him and a guy named Dexter, who also Dexter Manning, who has his own channel, but he did a lot of voiceovers for like the Looper channel.
Yeah.
They just would have bits where they would just make skits in video games that were relatively funny. Like there was a Halo bit that I like where he's like, "You want to come adventure with me, Timothy?" And he's like, "No, not really." And he said, "Excellent." And they go and he just starts killing people. And he's like, "Are we robbing a goddamn bank?" And he's like, "We're adventuring a bank, Timothy. Keep up." And he kills the guy behind the counter.
They had their moments. They were pretty funny.
There were moments where they were like really funny, and then they'd have like at the end of it, I liked the end of it because they'd have like a little animated bit where they'd have their characters that they portrayed in like animated scenarios that were relatively funny to me at the time. And then they stopped doing them. I guess Lyle like left Machinima because they replaced him with some dude named Alex, and Alex wasn't as funny.
Yeah.
He was okay, but it wasn't like, I like Lyle. Where's Lyle? Bring Lyle back. Lyle, they hit the Pentagon.
I like their Hunger Games abridged.
See,
That was funny.
back then, I feel like brain rot was more of a niche thing.
Now
It's like
everywhere.
you had like, your general like meme culture all the way back, going back pretty far. And back then, like brain rot, you'd have like one thing that we would consider brain rot, consider stupid, and everything else was just like, it was just standard memes. You had the stuff that stuck around for a little while, and then you'd move on to the next shiny, pretty new meme.
Yeah. Fad.
Like, yeah, it's like one that I can think of is like Ugandan Knuckles. Whenever in VR chat, you just have people with the
way?
"Do you know the way?" Oh, our queen.
Or the boy.
Boy.
Oh
fucking-
shit, here come that boy.
Yeah, with the hand gesture, the boy. And then
Boy.
What are those?
What
Damn
are
Daniel.
those? Damn Daniel.
My ears burn.
You had little
Hey,
shit.
yo, the pizza here.
You had little shit like that, and it wasn't as prevalent. Nowadays, it feels like almost every new meme.
Is brain
It
rot.
just not necessarily that it is brain rot. It starts out as like a standard meme, like an internet fad, and it devolves into brain rot.
So, one of the modern ones that I am already very tired of, but we, I say air quotes, quote a lot is the "Are you sure?" I fucking hate "Are you sure?" It's not funny.
Oh,
to
the
me.
Invincible meme?
I still find it entertaining.
Are you sure?
It is not funny. To
That
me.
one and the-
I got very tired of it very fast.
that one and the snake, the invisible.
Oh yeah, I like that song, but when I watch a meme that's like almost a minute long just for the punchline to be something about invisible, then it plays that song. I'm like, I can't fucking do this anymore.
And another thing that I thought about
I mean,
was,
I
like,
can and I
it's
will, but I can't fucking do this anymore.
It's so relevant now. Like, brain rot is so relevant. It has become widely accepted. Like, Smiling Friends, for an example.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like,
just
Like,
chaotic.
most people love that show, dude.
can we say going back for a while? It's like, yeah, Cartoon Network has kind of been a hub for like absurdist humor, turning kind of edging on brain rot, and then Adult Swim in certain areas kind of just would fully embrace brain rot.
Like Squidbillies and
Yeah.
Robot Chicken.
Robot
and-
Chicken is like the poster child for brain rot, in my opinion.
and it's like
'Cause,
even Cartoon Network. Like, did y'all watch Mad TV?
Yes.
Yes.
Cartoon Network? Dude,
That was Kid
too.
Robot Chicken.
yeah. Mad TV was insane, and I loved it.
that was
I
brain rot
liked
light. Yeah.
Uncle Grandpa. I hated Uncle Grandpa.
Uncle Grandpa sucks. But you know, even other shows like Clarence to an extent.
The tweet
Didn't
that
we all
the
have a
creator
fun
of
time
Uncle
today in our
Grandpa
adventure?
made when he found out that Uncle Grandpa was getting canceled. It's just a hand drawn picture of Uncle Grandpa putting a revolver in his mouth. That the author drew himself and posted on his Twitter.
Is that real?
Yes,
Pizza Steve.
Pizza Steve,
Mr. Gus.
Adam Devine.
Yeah, no. In terms, I was gonna say with stuff
don't-
like Smiling Friends and stuff with very, very
What about
absurd.
Flapjack?
That too. But mainly like these, I'm talking more modern stuff. Like Smiling Friends is like a poster child for me of like brain rot humor has been widely accepted. It's
Yes.
stuff like very, very absurdist humor.
Yeah, and people love that show.
And it's like
I mean, it's
Smiling
great.
Friends, I find it very entertaining.
Yes,
So it's like,
awesome. Oh shit!
it's kind of like wormed its way into from being like a niche thing on the internet to actually being on like cable television and
Yeah.
streaming services. And it's like, you know, they doing numbers.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's good. It's funny. I think they get it. Like, and that's where it's like there's a fine line now because brain rot is widely accepted, mainly from children with Skibidi toilet and that kind of shit. But like from the older generation, Smiling Friends, people love that. Rick and Morty, people love
One
that.
thing I really like about Smiling Friends, like the part that really gets me to enjoy it is the fact that everything that's happening is so goddamn absurd, but the characters play it so straight laced.
Yes,
That's like that's the real kicker for me is like some crazy off the wall wild shit happens and everyone's just like, yeah, okay, you want to go back to sitting on the couch? Like
That was Zach Hadel and Michael Cusack, who are the creators of the show. That's what they said. That's why they do it, because they think it's funny. It's just they'll have the characters look weird and like just abstract, but they'll just act
They're
like
just
normal
people,
people.
yeah.
That's
And they'll
the
just
thing.
have like conversations like where they'll like interrupt each other, and they'll be like, "Oh, what was it? Oh, nothing. No, you're no. Okay, you sure? Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Like I find shit like that so funny. It's just the fact like it's so insane and ridiculous what's happening.
Because it's quote unquote grounded in reality.
Yeah, it's like-
Also, shit that happens in that show is so breakneck. Like it happens so fast. They're like 15-minute episodes, and it's like this, that, and the other thing, and it's like
and all the characters are just they're just people that are just talking about it.
a good example is Alan trying to get the paperclip.
Yeah.
So much shit goes on so fucking
They're
fast.
so short. They're short episodes, and so much shit happens, and it's very entertaining.
It's like Charlie's in fucking hell, and like fucking, there's like a demon harassing him, and he's just he's very straight laced about it. He's like, dude, if you do that again, I swear to God, I'm gonna punch you in the stomach. Like it's just such a human
Later in
response.
the episode, he does it again.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like,
like-
dude, I told you I was going to do that.
It's such a human response to such a ridiculous situation.
Or like whenever he's talking to his grandma and she was like, "Grandma, what are you doing in hell?" And he's like, "Oh, I accidentally said damn when I saw a home intruder shoot your grandfather in the head." And he's like, "Yeah, I feel like that's like a pretty normal response to seeing that happen."
He's just so chill about like all these crazy situations, and I find it so entertaining.
There was this one episode. I think it's like a bonus episode for season 1 where the entire plot is the main, like the Smiling Friends go on vacation and they get to the airport and Pim forgets their passports because everybody agreed that Pim would have that handled, and he's like, they get there and then Charlie is like, Pim, you
No, that's not what it was. What it was is Pim was
Passports?
supposed to make reservations at
Yeah,
a hotel,
but he didn't.
and he didn't do
Yeah.
it. So they were just stuck in the
so like
airport.
the whole sorry, I was misremembering, but the whole episode is just them in the airport talking about what could have been and why Pim forgot the fucking reservation, and it's so funny to
and at
me.
the end, isn't it like whose idea was it to go to Brazil?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, it wasn't my idea." It's like,
Yeah.
well, who the fuck? Whose idea was it?
Or like the episode where they help Shrimp because he's just getting over a breakup.
I
and
am
then
afraid of confrontation.
at the very end of the episode you figure out they got the wrong girl, and then Charlie was like, dude, I said like this other cafe, dude, she'd be
you
a
need to get your
shrimp.
ice checked,
You know?
dude.
She'd be a shrimp.
See, I saw one of my favorite bits that I ever saw was the one with the Renaissance man.
Oh yeah,
Where it's like
they
the
said
whole
Renaissance
episode,
men are in town.
the whole episode. That's like Charlie's like, oh, look at this. They're saying the Renaissance men are in town. It's like, well, who are they? And it's like, I don't know, Pim. I'm literally just reading you what I just read. I don't know
Like
anything.
I'm telling you the extent of my
Yeah,
my
I don't
knowledge.
know anything more
It's-
than you do. It's like I just it looked interesting, so I figured I'd tell you. And they like reference it throughout the whole episode. It's the Frowning Friends episode.
Yeah.
And at the end, it's like these guys on horses just kind of show up and they kill one of the Frowning Friends. And it's just like
they kill both of them just
they
with
kill-
spears
yeah,
and
they kill
arrows.
both
He's
of
like,
them, and Charlie's like, well, hey, look, that's the Renaissance men.
I guess-
Remember,
I
like
guess-
what I was talking about in the beginning of the episode?
or like in the part that Jake referenced, it's like, dude, I just looked that up. Everything he said was like
Everything
true,
he said is
like
100% true.
100%
Like
true.
it's right here.
Yeah, and they're talking about it. It's like, hey, look, it's the Renaissance men, like I was talking about in the beginning of the episode, and
Yeah.
they're just like
It's very self-aware.
And Pim's just like, well, look at them. They're not even. That's not even the Renaissance. They're not even from the right time period. It's like, Pim, I'm just trying to make.
Like
you
we're
know,
seeing the same.
We're
thing.
seeing the
Like,
same thing here. That's what we were talking about in the beginning of the episode. That's got to be them. Like,
Yeah, or the Alan episode where he's trying to get the paperclip and the boss does the paperclip bit and he's like, the F are they called again? And he fucking breaks his finger into the shape of a paperclip. And then he breaks character and he's like, I really hurt my finger doing that paperclip bit. And Alan was like, yeah, no, I saw. Fucking love that type of shit.
I just wanted my cheese.
I just wanted my cheat when he's getting crucified. Yeah. Or the one guy that's in their walls looking at the computer and he's played by Finn Wolfhard and he's like yeah what do you want, man? Like he covers up his.
He's like, you
fucking
should really knock
computer
before
screen.
you come in
Yeah.
here. It's like this is my job. He's like, yeah, but it's really none of your business now, is it?
I like when
Or- yeah.
when someone's door dashing to Satan and he's just like playing video games at his desk.
Yeah.
Shame,
Shame.
shame,
Shame.
shame,
Shame.
shame.
I'm sorry.
Anyways,
Yeah, but it's just like
when Satan's door dashing.
yeah, someone's door dashing to Satan while he's just playing video games and is like at his desk. That whole bit, like, oh man, I can barely remember it like verbatim, but I just remember seeing that whole bit and thinking it was really funny. It's like, yeah, man, you could just leave it by the door. Like,
Or the same Alan episode. Kagan references this one a lot, where Alan goes into the store and the guy's stocking the shelves.
yeah, it's like, this is my last box of paper clips.
No, not that one.
He goes
Oh.
into the store and the guy's stacking. He's like, hey man, can you help me? He's like, just a sec, guy. He's like, okay. He's just trying to get his attention. He's like, what is it, man? What is it? And he's like, well, don't get scared now. What's hey, asshole.
An asshole.
It's like, you're being an asshole. It's like, oh, I'm being an asshole. Yeah, you're being an asshole because you're being one.
I like the episode of whenever they're they're talking to the dude. It's like, you're messing with my head, man.
Get out of my head,
Get out of
man.
my head,
Get
man.
out of
Get out of
my
my
head.
head, man. And he pulls out a gun. It's like,
I don't
Yeah,
know
and
what
they
to
like
think no more,
jump
man.
off the porch. And it's just like a normal dude. And then he takes his head off and it's the guy that they
yeah, and then later they talk. They do it originally. It's just
Oh,
that guy,
okay,
and then
yeah.
later in the episode they talk to a different guy. And he's like, "Man, you're messing with my head." And he pulls off his fucking head, and it's
And
the
it's the
same
guy,
guy.
yeah.
That's the guy that Lyle voices that dude.
Really?
Yeah, that's Lyle
that's weird.
from Sanity. Yeah, like I said, he's one of the group. So he's
He
in
also died in the Alan episode. He's like, somebody call a hospital, man.
not the Hispanic guy, but whenever they first knock on his door and he's like, you're messing
Oh,
with
yeah,
my head.
okay, yeah.
Get out of my head. Get out of my head, man.
I said this the other day. I really want Meat Canyon to be in a Smiling Friends episode. Either use his animation style or have him voice a character.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be great. But yeah, it was a fun trip down memory lane. Well, I'd say fun. A lot of brain rot is god
It was
awful.
a rotten trip.
Yeah, it's called brain rot for a reason. I think that's it, boys. You got anything else to say?
I don't think so.
Brain rot has paved our way towards global destruction
It's definitely a factor.
in terms of our development.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
stunted.
like it has stunted development for
Greatly.
children because I remember when I lost my mind. I went to a family gathering and my little cousin came up to me and he said, "Do you know what rizz is?" And I wanted to dribble his head like a basketball when he said that to me.
Well, did you?
It's
No,
more like when your little brother came up to you and was like, "Hey, Kagan, Skibidi rizz, am I right?"
yeah, me and my dad make fun of him for it because he said that, and we can't let it go. And he's like, "Do you have to bring that up?" And it's like, "Yeah, because you say it unironically.
Yeah, because you said it and you deserve shame.
you deserve to be shamed."
It's like
so I'm just
kids these days. They don't go outside. They're like, "Give me my tablet, you bitch!" Talking to their mom.
yeah. I'm glad I was. I had a tablet, but I wasn't a tablet kid because I still rode my bike and went outside and did things.
Joke's on them.
My
I have
brother
games
and
on my phone
sister,
now.
my brother and sister were tablet children. They were raised for as long as I can remember on tablets.
Yep.
My sister kind of broke out of it because she still uses it, but she does like cheerleading and stuff, so she's active. My brother is just
There's an
Goblin.
epidemic of 9-year-old children that should not have unrestricted internet access
Very
on
true.
the internet.
oh, I agree very much, very much.
But if they didn't, what would Skibidi be today?
So when I have kids,
Oh God,
I'm going to make them a tablet child. Not really. I'm going to
kill them.
They're not going to have a tablet. They're going to have some sort of holodeck
Chip,
implanted
like
into
neuro-
their fucking head.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them that
Like some
Skibidi
fucking-
Toilet was the 7th president.
like some fucking Arasaka
The
Hiroshi.
seventh president, not the 48th or 49th.
No, because he was here long before us.
He was. If
He's
you've
just
seen,
reemerging.
We found ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics
Yes.
documenting
There's a toilet
Skibidi
with a
toilet.
head
They're
on
gonna
it,
have
yeah.
some fucking Hiroshi Arasaka brain implant that lets
Yeah.
them have. They're gonna be able to
It's gonna
inhale
be implanted in their
Skibidi
arm
Rizz
or
like
their,
a drug.
their head.
I love injecting Skibidi Rizz between my toes as a drug.
You know what? I think
Grody.
it's time to get out of here.
Dude, let's leave. Let's leave.
I have an idea. Let's
Leave.
If you enjoyed this episode, God help you if you did.
Skibidi Rizz, am I right?
On God, you listen to it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or really any platform that you can find your podcast. And if you want to see our awesome banging social clips, you can see them on Instagram, TikTok, and X, Twitter. And yeah, that's really about it.
See ya.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Yeah.